we'll continue with the previous example. So if you recall, in the previous example we shown the CRUD operations using the collection or list example. So there was no database involved, but in actual CRUD operation there is a database. So I just enhance this example to show the JPA layer using the database. So for this, basically we added two dependencies. One is for Quarkus Hibernate ORM Panache and Quarkus JDBC Postgres SQL. So this is the database, and then I'm going to explain to you why we select this one to make it simple. And then let's just look into this bean which we want to link, we want to use as a entity to store into the database. So for this, basically we added this notation entity to make this as a link to the database, and then we provided the name of the table, as well as we added two more annotations. One to define the primary key, because when you are going to use anything for the database, the table need to have a primary key, and then how this primary key is going to be generated using the JPA layer. So we provided generation type is identity. So, and then after this there is another thing which we use as a repository. So if you look at this one, this is the key, Panache repository. So that is when you implement Panache repository and then provide the entity name or the class. So this provide all methods which are required to interact with the database. So just like this is just like a kind of magic, and you can override those methods if you want to customize those things. So look, now next thing is we are going to write a DB service, and then you can see the person repository find all list, same thing, person repository persist. So we have not written any method. These methods are implemented just like they are available by adding this implementation of this Panache repository. And there are a few more things. As you recall, we have initially person resource to provide all the HTTP methods: get, post, put, and delete. So just to keep this one because this I don't want to lose it, so I added another resource, and then this slightly different. So when you're going to use the context DB, so it's going to call to these one. So, and then you can notice one more thing which I added another notation on top of it, other beside the rest of the notations, like transactional. So this is required when you are interacting with the database, just to make sure. And then other than that, this is another SQL in the resources. So basically I provided two insert statement, so these statement will be executed in the startup of the application. So to run this application you need to have a Docker. So let's say if we go to the Docker and then check, we have it here, Docker PS. So right now nothing is running, and now we'll go back to our application, and then let's see how this is going to work. So let's go to this one, and then go to the terminal, new terminal, and then to run this one, Maven Quarkus Maven compile Quarkus in dev mode. So once you see this thing, it's going to start the application. So let's look at the log. So everything looks good so far, and now you can notice here getting started Hibernate. Oh, this one create there's some startup is there. So if we go back to our Docker check the status. Now you can see the database is started. So that is like Postgres database is running right now. This is the exactly available only by adding this dependency which we did. And obviously, if suppose you want to use your own database, MySQL, Oracle, whatever, so that will be slightly different setup, but it's going to be very much same. So now we can test that thing. Just to test again, we're going to use the Postman. Postman, as I mentioned, the DB person. That's going to we have not added any elements so far, but you can see these two. They are coming from startup script, which we just showed you the import SQL statement, right? So next, if suppose we want to test the rest of the operations as we did before. So if you go to this one, for example, add person, obviously you need to go to the, you need to provide the body. You can give the name and the first name and last name. And you are providing the ID. ID is basically generated as we mentioned in the notation. So just send it. So this is added. Now go back and check how many records we have. So it's going to bring 3 records now, right? So we can perform all those update, delete operation. So this one is this is for the collections. So we can write rest of the 2 test cases also. So it's just like give you the idea how simple it is just by adding dependencies to the form file, and this one is just like a Quarkus -orm panache. Once you have it, so the thing is this interface which is panache repository, and once you implement that thing, providing the type, you provide all or most of the database calls which are available. And you can see here, if I go back and then just to say stop this application, as soon as you stop, you can check the status of the Docker. So that database service which was started was Postgres, it is stopped. So that's very much regarding the JPA, and I'm going to upload this code also. Thanks for watching this video. If you like it, please press the thumb press the thumb button. Thank you very much, and see you in the next tutorial. Thank you.